park where she died, the flowers left in memory of Brianna Ghey. It was down along the old railway line that a 16-year-old life was cut short. A life that, like so many, played out on social media, in TikTok videos like this. And a life that's been honoured.
2 days after an investigation was launched into the death of trans 16-year-old Brianna Ghey, the police have arrested 2 teens on suspicion of the murder. Brianna Ghey's body was found in Linear Park in Colchester, Cheshire, having suffered multiple stab wounds on Saturday, the 11th of February, 2023, by members of the public. She was pronounced dead at the scene by emergency services at 3 p.m. Cheshire police are currently investigating the motive and working to trace the murder weapon. The incident is not currently being treated as a hate crime. Constabulary Detective Chief Superintendent Mike Evans was quoted saying, "At this time, there is no evidence to suggest that the circumstances surrounding Brianna's death are hate-related." However, Manchester Evening News reported DCS Evans as describing the murder as a quote-unquote targeted attack against Brianna, before stressing there was no risk to the local community. Warrington Police tweeted, "Please avoid speculation online. Consider how any messages or those you share may affect family and friends of Brianna." DCS Evans was quoted saying, "This is a truly awful attack on a 16-year-old girl who has sadly lost her very short life." The parents of Brianna Ghey have led tributes to their daughter. Brianna was a much-loved daughter, granddaughter, and baby sister. She was a larger-than-life character who would leave a lasting impression on all that met her. Brianna was beautiful, witty, and hilarious. Brianna was strong, fearless, and one of a kind. Her family went on to thank everyone for their kind words and support during this extremely difficult time.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're here on a very sad note. A young, beautiful trans woman has passed away in Britain on February 11th, on Saturday. And this happens to us a lot. And this needs to be talked about a lot more often. The fact that a young, beautiful 16-year-old was murdered in a park, probably lured. We don't have much details because this case is very recent. This is a very recent case, and they're not even treating this as a hate crime. There needs to be more done. I'm fully outraged that this has happened, and I honestly am so ashamed of the British government right now. I'm ashamed of all the governments, really. Because I know this also happens in the United States as well. And it's honestly tragic. And I don't even want to put music into my video this time around because we're not talking about anything good or anything like that. This is a very tragic story, and so let's get into this. So Section 28 in British law states that shall not intentionally promote homosexuality or publish material with intention of promoting homosexuality. So this law is allowing no one to really speak about this or publish about this in schools and other educational facilities. So when you're doing this, you're creating bigotry towards LGBT plus people, and this needs to stop. This is why we shouldn't have these laws, is because of Brianna's death. If kids were actually taught that trans people, gay people, etc. existed, and I'm not even saying, like, going into the anatomy or anything. I'm saying, like, hey, some people have 2 moms. Some people have 2 dads. Some people change genders. Like, that's all okay. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You're creating bigotry towards people that grow up like this. You're isolating these kids. You're isolating people like this. And it's inherently wrong. And I'm fully outraged. And I think more needs to be done. And the fact that they're not making this a hate crime is horrendous. And I feel so bad for the family that is involved, her friends involved. This is very tragic. Like, we can't even walk in parks. She couldn't even walk in a park without being killed. And it is super tragic. I cannot even put words together I'm fully outraged, and the rest of the LGBTQ community is also outraged by this, and people need to speak on this, that this is not acceptable. This should not be accepted in 2023. This is horrendous that this has happened. And so she was very popular on social media. She made a lot of TikToks and she had a lot of support online. However, in her school life, she was very much bullied. And I feel like a lot of that contributed to her death. And I can relate to that to a lot of extent because I was bullied when I was a teenager because I was trans. I remember when I was in school, I was bullied horrendously. And I'm not going to get too much into that because that's off topic and I'm not going to talk about me. This is about Brianna. And so I'm going to put up some clips in remembrance to her. And her family did put out a statement. So this is a statement from her family. Brianna was a much loved daughter, granddaughter, and baby sister. She was a larger than life character who would leave a lasting impression on all that met her. Brianna was beautiful, witty, hilarious. Brianna was strong, fearless, and one of a kind. The loss of her young life has left a massive hole in our family, and we know that the teachers and her friends who were involved in her life will feel the same. We would like to thank everyone for their kind words and support during this extremely difficult time. We would like to thank the police for their support and witnesses for helping with this investigation. In conclusion, of respect for privacy and greatly appreciated. So, I'm so sorry, Brianna, that your life was cut too short, and may you rest in peace. Thank you.